I've mentioned a few times in the past that a movie has felt cobbled together, or kind of patchworked. I don't think that's ever been more true than with this movie, Monster A Go-Go. So apparently the story behind this thing is that it was an incomplete movie that was abandoned, and then somebody bought it and then tried to finish it years later. This was specifically so that he could fit a second half to a double bill. And wow, I guess it was cheap. So Monster Go-Go doesn't actually involve a whole lot of go-go. It's really, really slow. So it's about, at least theoretically, an astronaut who is exposed to some sort of shenanigans and then crash lands back to Earth as a monster. But according to the ending to this movie, as it exists, it never happened and he actually arrived safely to Earth and the monster never existed. Wow. Yeah, the first big problem with this movie is definitely the ending is the least satisfying thing ever.
Astronaut Frank Douglas, rescued, alive, well, and of normal size, some 8,000 miles away in a lifeboat.
Oh, wait a minute!
Where it just pretty much negates the entire story. The monster just vanishes, and then there's a report that they found the astronaut in the Atlantic or something. So it's like, but what was it then? It's just really boring. It's just an excuse to because they didn't have a finale to the movie. It's pretty bad. So other things about this movie, it's pretty astounding because there was this gap between the initial footage and then the replacement footage. They got some of the actors back, but they changed either physically somehow, so they had to replace characters with very similar characters. It's very, very weird. Trying to think what else to say about this. There isn't a whole lot to say about it other than it's a really, really boring experience. This is clearly one of the cheaper made movies that I've seen, in the bottom 100 at least. There's one point where I'm sure they meant to go back in and edit in an actual phone noise, but somebody makes a telephone ringing noise with their mouth and they just keep it in.
Unbelievable.
So yeah, that gives you an idea of how cheap this is. I mean, this movie should not have happened. It was a move to try and save money, to just, piece something together for the bottom half of a double bill, and that's what you get. Very schlocky, just poorly made, not a very good monster.
What? What?
Acting is abysmal.
Would you like to dance?
No.
All the sound quality is bad.
Take the kazoo out of your mouth.
Of course. Anything that can be bad is bad here.
What are they doing at a laundromat?
Apparently the MST3K guys from the initial cast said this is the worst movie they ever watched, which is really saying something, and I can believe that. It's really tough to sit through. It's probably not as tough to sit through as Starfighters, but only not because of quality, just because Starfighters is so repetitive. Yeah, there's also a lot of bad lighting.
With the report by now, we can go to the hospital.
His face is gone.
What?
Ever worry that you don't have a face?
Come on, let's call a movie on account of darkness.
And all sorts of shenanigans. It's not good. Whether to recommend it, though, is an interesting question. Because it is almost a see it to believe it sort of thing. Like, how can you get everything so wrong? But in general, for just a general bad movie appreciation audience, I would say avoid it. Unless you are really interested in how cinema can go wrong. Otherwise, there is an entertainment value to this. Look up the MST3K highlights, I guess, is the way to go. But yeah, this is not not good at all. There's nothing redeeming about it. It's just an exercise in how many things can you get wrong. I mean, this is worse than Coleman Francis movies like Red Zone Cuba and Beast of Yucca Flats, which is really saying something. Like, you have to try to be worse than that. In this case, they didn't, because they just barely put a movie together. So yeah, that's Monster A Go-Go. I could just sit here and keep going forever about everything that's wrong with this movie. It really is astounding. But I won't, so that's all I'm going to say about it. Just don't. It's bad. It's really bad.
Go, say now, go, monster, go. Go, monster, go. Oh, go, monster, go.
Go to this theater to see the science fiction picture to end all science fiction pictures. Did he or didn't he? Is he a monster or isn't he? Only his space agency knows for sure, and they won't tell. When the capsule comes down without the astronaut, everyone is on the go, including who or what did come down. Monster A Go-Go. Here's the picture that grabs the screen and shakes it. The picture that makes you wonder if the Earth is coming to an end right in the theater in front of you. Never in your life have you seen such a combination of happy, sad, good, bad, rock'em sock'em action. When you walk out, you wonder what you've seen, because never has there been a motion picture like this. Monster A Go-Go, with a genuine 10-foot-tall monster to give you the whim-whams. Monster A Go-Go, with astronauts and space capsules and pretty girls, and cosmic radiation and pretty girls, and screams and pretty girls. There's something for everyone in the picture they're all talking about, the picture with Go. Monster A Go-Go.